Guys, welcome to eSchool World, where we'll discuss about Chelsea. This is actually the match reaction between Chelsea versus Newcastle preseason friendly that ended 1-1. Indeed, let's start with the lineup. Indeed, Kepa was actually in goal, with James play from the right flank, Shirley B on the left flank. Beautiful players. Onfren and Chalobah, they both play the center and midfield, defensive midfield. Sorry, center defense. Then we had a defensive midfield consisting of Casadel and Enzo Fernandez. What a baller! What a baller! We have a midfield maestro in our hands, Fernandez, and indeed Casadel is actually a very good player. Indeed, from the shift he has actually put in the course of this preseason friendly, indeed I have a high hope on him, and I think he's actually a player that we should actually watch on in the course of the season. I don't want him to actually go on loan. And indeed, let's talk about the attacking midfield, which Nkunku actually played, and Mikael Modric and Madsen on the flanks. Then Nicholas Jackson played a center strike. Indeed, it was a bit even game from the first half, but it was actually a lovely goal. What a player we have in our hand, Nicholas Jackson. Indeed, he's actually a player we should watch out for, because I have a very high hope on him that indeed he's actually going to give us up to 15 goals in the course of the season. Let's just actually watch. Indeed, this actually makes me to understand that most times you don't necessarily need to spend a fortune to be able to get a good striker. So I will actually give a good kudos to our scout for the nice job they did in spotting Nicholas Jackson. What actually a calm finish. Indeed, let's actually watch out for him. Indeed, after the goal, indeed, Cucurella. Sometimes I just think this guy needs to be taught the rules of engagement, because the way he goes for some tackles, it just makes me understand that he does not take into cognizance the attacker, his opponent. Look at the way he was actually schemed, and the same kind of mistake he actually did against Brighton that cost us dearly. He's now making some silly mistakes. Indeed, I think it's high time we'll actually try Madsen. Indeed, he's actually a good lad. Try him on the left back to see if he can actually be a good cover for Ben Chilwell, so that if we can cash on him, let's cash on him now. Especially that we're actually doing a clean-up with regarding to our team. Indeed, in the end of the first half, the second half begin. Indeed, Tonali, what a fantastic defender, midfielder, I'm sorry, that indeed Newcastle have. The guy was just breezing through her midfield in the second half. He had a fit day in the course of the second half. Indeed, I don't understand what Gallagher is actually doing. Sometimes some fans think he actually had unfair criticism, but indeed you can see that this guy is not technically gifted, and there's actually a little with which the coach can do. The coach cannot teach a player on what to do. He can only teach you how to do your marking, your positioning on the midfield. But technicality, yes, he can put the shift by actually going for hard tackles here and there. But indeed, when he wins the ball, what does he do with the ball? It's important, it's key. Sometimes he will win the ball, instead of him to actually play progressive ball forward so that we can lead on a counter attack. He will actually looking for the easiest pass sideways backward. And he's actually killing, he's affecting the team. He's affecting the team. The second half was actually, in fact, Newcastle had the whole of the second half, except some beat moments here and there. And I could see that, yes, in spite of everything they had, indeed Pochettino did a nice job on closing the gap between the defense, the midfield, and the attack. So it is as a result of this positioning that indeed it did is what eliminates Newcastle from being able to have a lot of chances to score. And as I saw the game actually ending draw 1-1, but if not for that spectacular strike that Ben Chilwell did in the course of towards the end of the second half. And there's one player I need to talk about, and that is Madueke. What's happening with Madueke? We've not seen him in any of the preseason friendlies. Is it that he's not putting a good shift in the course of training? Because I would love to see him, especially this one that we're going for Olise. let's understand what is actually Madueke's role on the team. At least I would love to see him in the course of the next game that is coming with regards to Fulham and the Dortmund, and let's see how he's actually been able to blend with the guys, because you could see that from the team they need a lot of blending. This is actually a new team, and if this team cook, man, I see Chelsea as actually a dark horse in the forthcoming Premier League. Let's actually watch out. They said we've lost a lot of key experienced player, but what Pochettino is actually doing is an incredible job, and let's actually see what is actually going to look like when the season fully kickstarts. But I have a full confidence that indeed Chelsea is actually going to surprise a lot of us, even though that we're actually looking at 6th or 5th on the table. But don't be surprised. When everybody is actually writing Chelsea off, that is actually when they tend to do their best in the team. So let's watch out for Chelsea. Come on, you Blues. Yes, let's go.